This is the audio version of the editorial published in September 2022 of the eMagazine PreSense, published by Prime Point Foundation. Need for Media Policy and Media Regulations. Authored by Prime Point Srinivasan, publisher and managing editor. With the growth of technology, the way of communication has changed. It has also thrown more challenges to credibility of information. A decade ago, only those working in registered newspapers or magazines or broadcasting channels were considered as journalists. They were brought under working journalist category as per law. Presently, every YouTuber and a social media writer calls himself as a digital journalist and assumes absolute freedom for himself just because he enjoys a platform to express his views freely. These new class of journalists do not understand that freedom of speech and expression provided under 19(1) of the Indian Constitution is subject to restriction and is not absolute. Digital media, free for all platform. Fake news and false information have become order of the day. In the free for all social media platforms, even genuine journalists get confused and lose credibility. Abusing of persons due to ideological conflict has become common. Even women professionals, including well-known politicians, are not spared. Striking down Section 66A of the Information Technology Act 2000 by Honorable Supreme Court has given more freedom to wrong persons. Genuine victims are helpless and continue to suffer. In spite of the fact that freedom of speech is being misused by wrong people, the government and the authorities could not do anything but watch silently. Even the courts have pointed out this several times for introducing regulations. Digital media is an uncontrolled beast. Media is considered as one of the four pillars of democracy, the other pillars being legislature, executive, and the judiciary. Legislature, executive, and judiciary are having their own laid down policies and regulations. An organized system has been developed even from British days. Media is the only industry which does not have any rules and regulations. Print media has a regulatory body known as Press Council of India, which does not have any teeth when the media goes wrong. It is only an advisory body. Presently, more than 900 television channels are functioning and they deliver the news instantaneously. Many times, for the sake of rating, they indulge in spreading wrong information and creating sensation. They have a formed self-regulatory body which does not have any punishing authority if a complaint comes. They blow up insignificant matters, creating tension in the society. Most of the TV channels in India take sides and are not neutral. In a hurry, they pick up false information from the social media and broadcast, creating more problems. Ultimately, no action is being taken by the self-controlled mechanism. Even when media persons commit serious criminal offences and when they are booked by police, they start crying as if freedom of speech is being attacked. For fear of such allegations, even the government does not act on the media when they commit offence and follow the unethical practices. Digital media continues to remain as uncontrolled beast. On the one hand, digital media is helpful in bringing out corruption and public grievances. On the other hand, it is used by wrong persons for spreading fake news and false information for their self-interest. Since there is no regulation governing digital media, they are allowed free. The victims are suffering silently. We have recently seen many instances of social media triggering riots in many parts of the country. Even some of the traditional media journalists are taking sides and triggering the confusion by providing false and fake information through social media. When authorities booked them, a section of senior people started crying as if it was an assault on freedom of speech. Unfortunately, in the name of freedom of speech, anti-national views are being spread. Fake news and false information are not freedom of speech. In February 2021, Government of India wanted to regulate the digital media. They issued guidelines Immediately, it was opposed by some media persons, alleging that it was against the freedom of speech provided in the Constitution. Some cases are also pending in Supreme Court. We are unable to understand for whom these activists are fighting for. Are they fighting for wrong persons against the interest of the genuine victims? As already discussed, the cancellation of Section 66A of Information Technology Act itself has caused a lot of difficulties to genuine women victims. Solution: even in the 26th National Media Conference held at Abu Road, Rajasthan, recently many speakers expressed concern over the unregulated digital media. Now, the media industry faces a lot of challenges. Presently, it is in crossroads. It is losing credibility for various reasons. Many working journalists have lost their jobs due to lack of revenue. It is all because media is the only industry in India which remains without any rules and regulations. In the name of self-regulation, nothing is being done. The professionals like doctors, advocates, dentists, chartered accountants, cost accountants, and company secretaries are stable because their professions are well regulated and streamlined. The industries like banking, telecom, education is also stable because of the existence of proper rules and regulations. Only the media industry remains unstable without proper rules and regulations. The moment when we talk of regulations, a section of the media will argue that it is against freedom of speech and they would compare it with the censorship without understanding the real purpose. Any regulation does not mean censorship. Like other industries and profession, media also needs urgently a proper regulation. Media has three aspects, which: 1, content; 2, carriage, that is platform; and 3, ownership. At present, the laws regulate only carriage and ownership. There is no law in India to regulate the contents, particularly in digital platform. Form a committee. Union government should form a committee under the chairmanship of a sitting or retired Supreme Court judge to formulate regulations in consultation with the stakeholders. Senior media professionals themselves can be part of the regulatory authority with legal statutory status. Until such time, innocent victims, including women, will continue to suffer in silence and wrong people will enjoy the freedom of speech and expression. This edition of this eMagazine can be downloaded from www.presense.in. You may kindly send your feedback to editor@presense.in. Thank you.